Okay, everyone. Today we're going to study conjunctive adverbs, which are extremely useful at upper intermediate level because they help you connect ideas logically and make your speech and writing more formal, precise, and organized. Unlike regular adverbs, which usually modify verbs or adjectives, conjunctive adverbs function as connectors between independent clauses. In other words, they link complete sentences or ideas. Let's start with the main function. A conjunctive adverb shows the relationship between two ideas, such as contrast, result, comparison, sequence, or addition. Common examples include however, therefore, moreover, nevertheless, meanwhile, consequently, otherwise, furthermore, on the other hand, by comparison. Each one signals a specific logical relationship, so choosing the correct one helps your listener or reader understand your reasoning. Now, let's look at punctuation, which is very important with this structure. When a conjunctive adverb connects two independent clauses in one sentence, we normally use a semicolon before it and a comma after it. For example, he was distracted. Consequently, he missed the target. She rejected the job. Moreover, the boss made her uncomfortable. He decided to laugh. Otherwise, he would have cried. The semicolon separates the two complete ideas, and the comma signals the transition. Another common structure is when a conjunctive adverb starts a new sentence. In this case, we use a period before it and a comma after it. For example, I was tired and in a bad mood. Therefore, I went to bed. I thought I would fail. Nevertheless, I tried my best. The instructions were confusing. However, I managed to finish. This structure is especially common in formal writing, presentations, and essays. We can also place conjunctive adverbs inside a sentence to add extra information or contrast. In this case, we use commas before and after the adverb. For example, the presentation, on the other hand, was a success. Fred, meanwhile, was working on his album. James, by comparison, preferred classical music. Here, the adverb interrupts the sentence to insert a comparison or contrast. At B2 level, it's important to understand that conjunctive adverbs are more formal than coordinating conjunctions like and, but, so. For instance, instead of saying he was tired, so he left, a more formal version would be he was tired, therefore he left. This makes your language sound more academic and structured, which is especially useful in essays, emails, reports, and formal communication. Let's connect this grammar with formal email language, where conjunctive adverbs are very common. For example, we have received your claim, however, we require further documentation. Your request was submitted late. Therefore, it cannot be processed. We appreciate your message. Nevertheless, we must ask for clarification. The reference was incomplete. Consequently, we could not verify it. These examples show how conjunctive adverbs help structure professional communication clearly. Another advanced point is that conjunctive adverbs help organize discourse by signaling logical relationships. For example, moreover adds information, however shows contrast, therefore shows result, meanwhile shows simultaneous action, otherwise shows consequence, nevertheless shows contrast despite expectation. Understanding these meanings is essential because using the wrong connector can confuse your message. So, to summarize, conjunctive adverbs are linking words that connect independent clauses and show logical relationships between ideas. They can appear between clauses with a semicolon, at the beginning of a sentence, or inside a sentence with commas. Mastering them allows you to produce more sophisticated, coherent, and professional English, which is exactly what we aim for at B2 level.